When the original Xbox was released, you probably played it on a TV like this. The thing is, your Xbox is ready for the future of TVs. In the video settings, you can set the console to widescreen and even include up to 1080i as a maximum resolution. Most games don't support it and it serves no benefit, so we'll leave it off. But for some reason, if you went to your console's video settings and couldn't see these options, it's because you're using the old composite cable, this yellow, red, and white cable. That's not gonna work. You need the advanced AV pack. Then we can use component cables. Unless of course you get one of the OG Xbox to HDMI adapters, but you're not here for that. You wanna see what the games can do. Real quick, let's get the nerdy bits out of the way. We'll be testing on a 1.6 version motherboard. The RAM has been upgraded to 128 megabytes. We're running a StarTech IDE to SATA adapter with a Hitachi 2.5 mechanical drive. The video output is coming from a Hyperkin HDMI adapter cable to an Elgato HD60S. We're running SurBIOS 2.4.2 beta with forced 480p for the BIOS. And all the games tested will be the USA NTSC versions. But what order should I tackle these games in? There are 22 original Xbox launch titles, and for this list, I've decided to go by genre. For this first video, we are doing sports titles, and starting us off is Madden NFL 2002. What's incredible about this is that right away we have a widescreen compatible title. Well, kind of. See, unless the game was truly 1280 by 720, then your widescreen game will actually still just be 4:3, but when you give your TV a little stretch here, you'll see that it looks right. The only flaw is that the menus are stretched out. All of the in-game menus, cutscenes, and gameplay are set to be at 16:9 when you've set your Xbox to widescreen. Fucking cool, man. However, this is where we go further. With a modded Xbox, you can play a patched version of the game. Madden doesn't have any pre-made patches, but we're gonna try to use some of the community tools and resources. First up, we'll just check common hex values and replace them. Now, I don't know what I'm doing really, but as a first check, I'll look for the 4.3 value, and with that appearing, I'll replace those instances with the 16.9 hex. Now, I'll move it to the Xbox, and in that games folder, play it from the dashboard of choice today, XBMC. Holy shit, it didn't crash? Well, sweet. The menus get handled properly. The problem is still the intro video, but I'm no wizard, so that's what we can do here. From launch day, there was widescreen and full screen support on Madden NFL 2002. There were 2 American football games released as launch titles, the second being NFL Fever 2002. This one, however, seems impossible to adjust to widescreen no matter the tool or combination I try, which I find interesting as this game was developed by Microsoft Game Studios. So, that's out. Microsoft got beat out by Madden on their own fucking console. Next up is NBA Live 2002. This game only has a 4:3 aspect ratio and no documented patches, so first we'll just try replacing the common 4:3 hex value with a 16:9, and it worked for the Madden game, but that was just menus. And sure enough, it does affect the game, but not the menus or the HUDs. Plus, the field of view doesn't work with the wide patch, so we lose some of what we could already see. Moving on, we get out our skates and sticks for NHL Hitz 2002. This one is interesting. First, it's native 4.3 only. Now, it's another EA Sports title, and we've had some luck there, so let's see if we can get this to be widescreen first. We're gonna just replace the 4.3 value with 16.9 again, and bam! We have some widescreen gameplay. The menu and HUD are still stretched, but the game does look good. Let's try the 720p patch, and it's actually running, so that's something. It seems the game can slow down just a little bit, but the real issue is that the HUD doesn't line up with the screen. Well, that and the fact that the game crashes when you attempt to quit. However, it will start in 720p. And if you want to try it for yourself, I'll have the link to the files in the description of this video. Moving from the traditional sports-like titles, let's take a look at Dark Summit, a snowboarding game. While it's only 4.3 natively, this game does have a known 720p patch. A user named Jay has been collecting all OG Xbox patches with information. But while I remember the 720p patch working before, now it just gets stuck on the loading screen. But the widescreen patch does something. Anyway. From the snow to the sea, next up is Transworld Surf. This one does support widescreen gameplay, but the menu and HUD will be stretched. Unfortunately, none of the 720p patches work either. They make no change, or they just crash the game. And from the sea to the streets, our final sport-like title is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X. The game is a 4.3 native title, but there is a source on Discord for some widescreen patches. The Widescreen Fan Discord has a hex replacement for this game, and it'll make it widescreen with the HUD stretched. This looks pretty great, and is probably the best way to play this game, especially since it crashes if we try to add a 720p patch. And that's it for all the original Xbox Sports launch titles. 7 out of 22 down. Next time, we'll look at the racing games released. And I know that some of you more experienced modders out there are dogging the video quality of the Hyperkin HDMI cable. And you're right, but it's the only way I have to capture this box. I can't get an electronic Shepherd, and in general, if I'm gonna spend my money on HDMI, I'll just put in a Nemesis. Because at this point, that's the one that works with my chip. That, and I've also put in a different HDMI mod, but I didn't really like